Music distribution, label versus independent deals. When an artist wants to release music, they choose between partnering with a label or handling distribution independently. Each route has its own process, advantages, and challenges. 1. Label distribution, major and independent labels. Distribution process, artists sign with a record label, e.g. Def Jam. The label manages distribution, marketing, promotions, and sometimes even production costs. They handle relationships with radio stations, streaming platforms like Spotify playlists, and other media outlets. Ownership of masters, labels typically take ownership, or partial control, of the master recordings. This means they hold the rights to the original recordings, which can affect how revenue is split later. Pros of label deals, funding and advances. Labels provide upfront money, allowing artists to record and market their music without initial financial strain. Industry connections and promotion. Labels have established networks that can help with radio play, playlist placements, and major sponsorships. Team support, access to PR teams, managers, and A&R, artists and repertoire, can shape an artist's image and brand. Cons of label deals, loss of ownership. Labels often own the masters, meaning artists may have limited control over their own music. Revenue splits, after recouping advances and production costs, artists might end up receiving less than 20% of the earnings. Creative restrictions and contractual traps. Labels may dictate the sound, release schedule, and public image of the artist, sometimes locking them into long-term contracts with limited creative freedom. 2. Independent distribution, DIY and distribution services. Distribution process. Artists distribute their music digitally using platforms such as TuneCore, DistroKid, United Masters, or Amuse. These services upload music to streaming platforms and digital stores. Control and earnings. Independent artists typically retain full ownership of their masters and keep a higher percentage of their revenue, though they handle most marketing and networking efforts on their own. Pros of independent distribution, full ownership and creative freedom. Artists retain control over their music, release schedules, and brand without external interference. Higher revenue share. With no label cuts, earnings go directly to the artist. Flexibility. There are no restrictive contracts, allowing artists to experiment and release music on their own terms. Cons of independent distribution, upfront costs and investment. Artists must finance their own recordings, videos, and promotions. Marketing challenges. Without a label's backing, breaking into mainstream platforms and securing high-profile features can be more difficult. Time and resource intensive. Managing every aspect of the business, from production to distribution and promotion, requires significant effort and business savvy. Summary. Label deals offer substantial funding, industry connections, and professional support, but often at the cost of ownership and creative control. Independent distribution gives you full control and a larger revenue share, but requires you to manage all aspects of promotion and incur your own expenses.